And I think what the concern here now is if you go to a region by region basis, and the governor's been asked about this, that you're just inviting trouble. You're inviting hotspots to sort of explode.
Recently, Governor Jay Inslee outlined what he called a road to recovery for Washington state, getting back to some sense of normal, but warned that things won't happen quickly and even not probably by May 4th, the original day to end a lot of these measures. What did Governor Inslee recently say?
Yeah, in his televised address to the state, he said that many of the restrictions we're now living under will likely not go away on May 4th. He is in the process of trying to open up some sectors of the economy. Really what he's talking about is elective surgeries, opening up recreational opportunities, and probably the big one here is private construction and home building, which has been a topic of debate and discussion behind the scenes for weeks now. But he's making no promises about timelines, and he's not talking, for instance, about reopening restaurants with new social distancing measures in place yet. So it's still very murky, kind of where we're headed and what the next few weeks will look like.
I just want to ask real quickly, this started way back when, less than 2 months ago, really, with
Feels like a
closures.
long time.
You're right, yeah. Closures really targeted toward the epicenter of the outbreak at the time, which was the Puget Sound region, King County, Snohomish County, to a lesser extent, Pierce County. And those targeted closures really happened first there, and it expanded statewide soon thereafter. Is it likely, in your estimation, maybe to go back to that, like certain counties where there's bigger outbreaks and more potential for spread stay, quote unquote, locked down, for lack of a better term, and other counties, particularly maybe more rural areas that have seen very few, if none at all. There's still one county, Garfield, as we record this, that hasn't seen any cases confirmed yet. Is there any likelihood that we maybe go back to some of that?
Well, I think kind of the irony here is that the big three counties they're the ones driving the downward curve in the state. And part of the concern right now is that if you look statewide, it might look like we're on that trajectory. But if you start to drill down, there are still areas of the state, some of them more rural, where the numbers, if they're not still climbing, they maybe have just plateaued. Franklin County, you mentioned that example, the county commissioners passing a resolution to reopen businesses and in violation of the governor's order. He's now sent them a letter saying that this can't happen. But they've had deaths. They've had a number of cases. It jumps off. If you look at the Department of Health's list, that county really jumps out as having been fairly hard hit. And I think what the concern here now is if you go to a region by region basis, and the governor's been asked about this, that you're just inviting trouble. You're inviting hotspots to sort of explode, and that maybe down the road that would work, but not yet. At the same time, I think you are starting to hear from a lot of people across the state that that's the route they want to be able to go.
You can see more on these and other topics at our website, nwpb.org. Thank you for joining us, and stay safe, stay home, stay healthy out there in the unique Northwest.